Hey guys, Daryl with Mighty Warrior Fishing. Springtime's coming around, and a couple buddies of mine, we all get together and take a fishing trip out to Lake Fork. And so before I head out, I wanted to just kind of do some maintenance on the boat and just kind of get some things taken care of, clean out the compartments where the batteries and everything are from the fishing this last year. And so I thought I would change out the hydraulic fluids in my power poles. They're getting kind of loud, and I hadn't done it in over a year. And so I thought I'd make a video and kind of show you how I do it with some basic tools. You'll see there's going to be a big difference in the sound that it makes when you're putting your poles down out fishing, and just the just how more smoother it is. So I'm just kind of show you step by step. All right. So the first thing I did was remove everything from the back compartment of my boat. I pulled each of the batteries out, labeled each battery, and then I labeled each of the wires here, to which battery the cable had come off of, and the positive or negative side if it didn't have any red or black wires. As you can see, my boat's pretty dirty on this side, so I'm going to take the opportunity to clean this area out while I have the batteries taken out, and just remove the battery trays, anything that's mounted to the inside of the boat before wiping it down. So here I'm going to remove the pump. There's two screws in the back that you'll need a 10mm wrench in order to remove them. It would have been a lot easier if I would have had a ratchet wrench to remove those two screws from the back. Before removing the hydraulic hoses, make sure you have a pan or something that you can place the hoses in, so that the fluid that's inside the hoses will drip into the pan while you're cleaning out the pump. To remove the pump from the reservoir, you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver in order to remove 3 of the panhead screws that are holding the pump to the reservoir, and you're going to need a 1/4-inch wrench to remove the hex bolt that is holding the pump to the reservoir. So I'm going to start by cleaning this up with some shop rags and cleaning the filters here. They are paper filters, so you got to be really careful with wiping them down so that you don't tear them. You're just kind of cleaning all that grime and grit out of the filters and wiping everything down clean. So I'm using Green Marine hydraulic fluid. It's the recommended hydraulic fluid from the manufacturer, so I did purchase it from Power-Pole. ISO 32, and it's biodegradable, should leak into the water. So now that I got it all cleaned out, I'm going to go ahead and purge the hoses with to get rid of that old hydraulic fluid from the hoses of the power poles. So it's just going to be a matter of unstrapping the power pole and just pumping it back and forth until all the fluid comes out. When you place the hoses back onto the pump, you're going to tighten them, the fittings, just by hand, and then you're going to put a 5/8 wrench onto the fitting, and you're going to turn it just a quarter turn. You don't want to over tighten those fittings onto the pump. So the last thing is to purge the air out of the hoses. So what you're going to do is you're going to press the up and the down buttons on the pump at the same time and hold them down. You're going to hold them down for about 15 to 20 seconds. Your pole may drop when you do this. You'll hear a motor running. After about 15 to 20 seconds, the motor will start running and then it'll shut itself off. You may have to do this a couple of times. What will happen is when you lift up your power pole, it's going to sound like there's a gear grinding in it, and as long as you're getting that sound, it means you still have air in the hoses. So continue the process of holding the up and down button until lifting it all the way up you don't hear that grinding noise anymore, and then you know you've taken all the air out.